To the source of happiness and goodness, to Guru, founder, blessed one, Tathagata and Arhat, completely perfect Buddha, great victor Shakyamuni, Lord, to you we bow, go for refuge and offer gifts. Oh, please bless us. Oh, please bless us. Okay. Hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, am I audible? First and foremost, I just want to check this. Let me just check from the YouTube. All right, it should be working. Cool. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Gods and Goddesses in Training. It is Uncle Makara, all relations. Been going through a lot of shifts, a lot of changes. Okay. Today is kind of like a spirit handler's guide. It's not for the faint-hearted, so read the disclaimer. Okay. My name is Sumed Chatterjee originally, and it comes from the name Sumed, comes from the past life of the Buddha, whose name was Sumedho. And last night I was watching these like pastors remove unclean spirits from people as they started saying, "Oh, the Holy Spirit," oh, right? And it was so interesting to see that. It's so fascinating to me. Hey there, babe. So, yeah, it's kind of funny to me how so many entities are afraid of the Primal Sutra Nexus, because when I was going to share this particular spiritual detox with um, the Sangha, with the adepts, okay, I realized that, wait a second, why isn't this not sending? And then I double checked, and it's these dang archons again. It's these dang archons again, right? Stopping the momentum, getting so scared, okay? So today's Buddha Purnima. It's also the full moon, right? So it's the soul's reset button today, triple flame ignition day, where Buddha is a birth, enlightenment, and death converged in one spiral of awakening. So it's when the earth opens her crown and aligns directly with the Dharmakaya frequencies, right? So the pure light of source filtered through the diamond clarity of an awakened awareness. So through a primal sutra, perception, it's the day that the middle path, the middle way becomes a portal. And it's not a path, it's a direct access code to non-dual mastery. So when you don't transcend desire, you witness it as an illusion. And when karma can't trap you because identity itself is dropped like a snake sheds its skin, right? We're in the year of the snake. And it's not a celebration, it's a recalibration. So if you're breathing, meditating today, you will, especially under the moonlight, you will tap into the pure Vajra current, the Buddha field, okay? And parasites are fleeing, okay? Spirits are aligning. The third eye is becoming like a satellite dish for all of us today, for divine downloads coming through. So this is a day your inner monk and your inner beast sign a peace treaty with each other. And it's not about worshiping the Buddha, it's about becoming the clarity that sees there was never a self to worship in the first place. Okay. A few nights ago, I'd entered a kind of a solar healing chamber. Okay. A lot of my guides took me to get retemplated, both in the photonic codes of the central sun, the logos behind the sun. And I'd gotten this download from Jason too, but I realized like these electrotonal grids and these helioplasmic, downloads all of a sudden. These new chakra geometries coming from the monad, the soul source, and it almost tap me into the music of the Ainors, right? Like the inner orbs or the Ainor beings, possibly elemental intelligences or galactic angelics, and their music is usually made through electrotonal fields, right? So vibrations. So they kind of like put me into this solarium chamber thing, right? And these plasma frequencies and light language was just streaming down like, rain. It was almost like rain on me. Rain on me. Okay. These fields are activating a forgotten sense, a photosonic empathy, chakra synthesizing, subtle language memories. And it's all happening through their dreams, right? It's all happening through dreams. It's all happening through our own biocircuitry for probably prophetic healing or future work that we need to do on this planet. So I didn't just have a dream, guys, right? I was in a solar temple of metaphysical surgery. Okay. Yo, yo, Ryan G, welcome. So yeah, it was really weird. And they were giving me some kind of a spherical radiant code that I'd stepped into. And the chamber kind of gave me all these downloads and then spit me back out. And then I woke up. So it's very, very interesting experience. First time going through something like this. And first rule of Buddhist Exorcism Club, you don't destroy demons, you transform them, right? You don't just cast out ghosts like a horror movie priest, you outflow them. You radiate such outrageous levels of metta, which is loving kindness, they either evolve or they evacuate. Because what did the Buddha do, right? When Mara came with his war elephants and the ego army, the Buddha didn't flinch. He didn't swing a sword or he didn't, chant a million syllables like a scared sorcerer. He sat still, right? He sat still and he remembered his virtues. He called upon them: self-mastery, kindness, patience, generosity. These in the modern age have been converted. It's a psyop to make us think these are pussy words, soft words, right? Very like meek and docile words. No, absolutely not. Because when you have these words, the shadow lords flee like toddlers from a thunderclap. So these aren't just words, they're sonic shields. Each stanza of the Jayamangala Gata isn't just a story time, it's a portal. So every verse that you chant is going to be a vibration hack for you that makes these entities go, damn, he remembers who he is. Shit. They dissolve, right? Right after that. So the Buddha tamed wild elephants, raging demons, cosmic tantrums with nothing but pure presence, pure flow state, pure flow state. Grimikalo, the beast, subdued by stillness. Alavaka, the demon. You guys know these characters? Let me show you. Mm, here. He's a good, really good rendition of this. Oh man, I'm disappearing. Okay, right? Badass. Okay, let's see if we have any more codes from this. You guys can share it in the adepts group as well if you guys have any codes or any downloads coming through. Yeah, wild elephant energy, right? Very cool. Share a link with the adepts. All right. Yeah, this is a really interesting one. A lot of these. Huh, cool. I really like this one as well. Wow. Whoa. This is hitting my solar plexus. Okay. Share this with adepts. All right. Cool beans. So, ah, share the link with the adepts. Yeah, you mean the this link, right? Yeah. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go now. Okay. All right. You guys should have it. Cool. Welcome. 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 So, Alavaka, the demon, he was defeated by discipline, or what we call discipline, right? Nalagiri, the thunder elephant, he's laid down before loving kindness, right? Like a puppy before its master. Down, boy, right? So turning demons into guard dogs has been a theme of Primal Sutra since day one, where I'd almost been taken over by a dark entity, a being. And then, of course, enter Guru Rinpoche, who saved my ass. Okay. Shout out to Padmasambhava, who doesn't just banish angry spirits, he promotes them, turns wrathful ghosts into Dharma protectors, because even demons want purpose, guys. You get that? They just need someone powerful enough to see it in them. And Milarepa, if you know the story of Milarepa, this man had ghostbusters trembling, right? He entered valleys full of scream spirits and he left them converted and reciting mantras. Man, oh man. Okay. His shield wasn't like some crystal or some talisman. It was trust. It was trust. It was the guru. It was the Dharma, right? In his own crazy wisdom way, with a crazy wisdom grin. Okay. There's a book of protection, a very old school Pali Power text, 45 sutras to armor your soul. They're called the Paritas. You chant them out loud, chant them true. Of course, if you just listen to the spiritual detox that we're going to post today, this is only for adepts. So if you are interested, primalsutramysteryschool.com. It is going to absolutely level up your resonance field. Okay? Without a doubt. Why? Because it has layers, man. And it doesn't matter what religion you are or what, path working you follow. This will work through the energy of Hanuman, through the Hindu pantheon. It'll work with, Amitabha Buddha in the Buddhist pantheon. It'll work through, the angels and the archangels of the Christian mystical pantheon. It just goes into all of it and just blasts it out, blasts it out, blasts it out, using ask formations, of course, to make it even more powerful for you guys. Okay. So yeah, definitely tap into it. It's going to be an awesome one for full moon. I think at least I listened to it last night and I definitely felt a change, a shift happening within me. And I'm noticing this kind of like Scorpio Mars energy too, because this is the Scorpio full moon. So I'm noticing this like intensity because I have been working really, really hard and kind of pushing myself, a lot to work. And even today I have a lot of work, but I'm gonna go to this event soon in an hour or so and gonna tap into that event that my father is hosting for Buddha Purnima. It's gonna be epic. And kind of just want to allow myself to let go, have fun there, enjoy the event, come back, finish my work, and tap in, right? And do some full moon stuff to prep for the rituals and so forth for full moon. And of course, you know, you don't need to fear spirits because they feed on fear. Am I right? You need to become the type of person who walks into a haunted house and blesses the ghosts. Okay? Because in this lineage, we don't run from the darkness, we illuminate it. So alchemize your inner demons with nothing but breath, mantra, Vajra swagger. May all beings benefit. May all beings benefit. May all beings benefit. Even the little crusty guy in the corner, right? Hey, I want you to benefit too, dog, right? Who are you going to call when your soul's under siege? Not Ghostbusters, not your life coach, not your therapist, not the TikTok exorcist with Palo Santo addiction. You call upon the earth treasury king himself, the Tathagata, the handler of hauntings, the lord of the underworld realms, he who walks straight into hell and lights incense. Siddhigarbha Buddha. Let me show you an image. Yeesh. Okay. AKA the Buddha's own pick for Project Soul Rescue. Okay. So there are like 8 classes of spiritual troublemakers in this Buddhist pantheon. Okay. They're like the wild cast of beings that got kicked out of heaven's HR department. Okay. First, you have the Maras. The Maras are the masters of temptation. They're the agents of distraction and despair. Okay. So they'll sidetrack you, give you so many side quests that you can't even follow your main mission. Then you have Yamas, who's the Lord of Death, but they're actually lords, the Yamas. They're bureaucrats of karma. Then you have the Mamos, the storm queens with mood swings. Okay. Then you have the Rakshasas, the big, bad, pissed off muscle spirits. Then you have the Yakshas, the nature spirits with boundary issues. Okay. Then you have the Kinnaras, who are like trickster devas. They're very seductive type of beings, like they'll influence you through shiftiness, right? And the Bhumipatis, they're the landlords of the land, right? Some are gentle, some are vengeful. Then you have Sen, uh, the war ghosts who thrive on bloodshed and bad vibes. So these beings aren't evil, right? They're just possessed by what Buddhism calls the 3 poisons or poisons. So the poison is not the enemy, not the entity, correct? We don't banish the spirit, we dissolve the hate that's driving it. This is the tech. We don't destroy the ghost, we dissolve the karma that's bounding it. We don't fear the Rakshasa, we teach it that the Dharma has its own liberation and he can create his own dharmic liberation. And what did Siddhigarbha say? Because he said, I won't leave until every being is free, he said. I won't leave until every being is free. Not until the last hungry ghost stops craving. Not until the last demon stops screaming. Not until the last storm spirit drops her sword. He walks through the hell realms like it's his job, and he carries a 6-ring staff to ring the bell in every dimension. Right? Hell, ghost realm, animal realm, human realm, demigod realm, God realm. So each ring is like a realm, right? Each step is a liberation. So his toolkit was the dharani, this particular mantra. I'm going to say the prayer out loud. Just listen to it, okay? Because think of them as passwords to the prison of samsaric suffering, okay? Listen to it. So the mantra, I'll say the prayer and then I'll say the mantra, okay? The prayer is, I prostrate and go for refuge to the 3 jewels and Bodhisattva, Siddhigarbha. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings be happy. Okay, this is the prayer that sets the, it's like a primer, right? So it sets the vibe. And now each syllable is like a thunder strike to the illusion of separation. And each repetition of this mantra is a sacred reset. So let's do it like, let's say 5 times. Om A Siddhigarbha Tahaleng Om. 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 Hut, 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 hut. Ah. Now the demons chill out. Nature spirits stop spitting hurricanes, and the spirits will finally hear the Dharma and ascend like balloons cut free. And after you do this, you will feel fearless, compassionate, very sovereign. You know, there's a chapter 14 of the Golden Light Sutra, the one where the Yakshas go, damn, I think I'll try enlightenment today. Okay. So the mantra protects your house, it protects your dreams, your aura, your grandmother's cookie jar. Okay. Even the ghosts hiding in the attic, they go, oh, my bad, I'm out. Okay. So destroying the enemy doesn't mean killing a demon. It means killing the anger that crafted and created one, creating the hatred that made it in the first place, you see? So this is my call to the spirit workers. Don't just read the sutras, become them. Don't just don't just fear the spirits, free them. Don't just chant for protection, chant to awaken entire astral neighborhoods. Because that's what we do on the Mahayana path, right? We turn black magic into black lotus. We chant in storms, we walk with tigers, we smile at ghosts. That's just the norm. So exorcism here means activation. And Siddhagarbha wasn't just a bodhisattva, he's like the CEO of soul rehab. He doesn't kick demons out. He gives them a job, right? Gives them a job application and a resume. Right? So tell me, let me tell you a story. Okay, so you've heard of Gautama Buddha, right? Not Buddha, there's a pre-Buddha as well. So back when he wasn't crowned prince with a kingdom on his back and a spiritual itch in his soul, he couldn't scratch. He left it all behind, right? The palace, the wife, the child, the jewels, the dancing girls, the royal silks, poof, all gone. Renunciation level was God tier. Why? Because no amount of pleasure could silence the roar inside of his being. He didn't just want peace, he wanted truth, raw, unfiltered. Because he was sheltered from the world, right? He was closed off to what was happening to the world. He wanted the raw, unfiltered Primal Sutra. He needed that kind that makes empires fall and illusions weep. So he went from guru to guru, chewing through their teachings like divine lightning. 8 types of samadhi, crushed them. Tasted celestial nectar, floated in formless bliss. But still there was a longing that howled in his bones. So he flipped the table, okay? Took the path of samanas, the most brutal renunciates, no begging, no planning, just walking. If food didn't show up, he starved, right? Not out of discipline, but out of sacred rebellion. He didn't want comfort. He wanted to die before his death. Die before you die, kind of thing, right? So eventually his body collapsed. He's all bones and breath. He reached the river Niranjana. He tried to cross, and midway, he broke down. He clung to a dead tree branch, dangling between life and void. Time warped, maybe minutes, maybe eons. That's when the realization hit like a thunder from the void. He had been trying to conquer the infinite instead of surrendering to it. And in that moment, ego died, the doer dissolved, and suddenly all his strength flowed back through to him like the river itself had bowed and said, now you are ready. So he crossed over, right? And then he found a Bodhi tree. He sat beneath it and he declared, I'm not getting up. Either I merge into truth or I die right here. Full moon rises, mind collapses, samsara shatters, and boom, awakening. And here's the part that they skip in the Instagram quotes. Years later, the very family who people think he abandoned them, what a bad guy. Why did he have to leave his family behind? The wife, the son, the cousins, they all joined the path. I asked my father about this too. Teaches Vajrayana Buddhism, right? They all joined his path. Not out of obligation, just because he's their family, but because they saw the light in his eyes. They felt the gravity of a man who died to everything, but still radiated everything. And his son Ruhala, he became a monk. His wife Yashodhara walked the path. Even his cousins who once doubted him, they started to bow to the truth. Because when one soul finally wakes up, the ripple cracks open the sky. You know, guys, I used to have a lot of ADHD growing up, and I used to think that it was a deficit for me. I thought it was a weakness to me. Okay. Now, of course, ADHD does bring in trickster spirits at times with the multidimensional aspect because it makes you a damn antenna. But what I didn't realize is my ADHD was actually my channeling skills. I was training in channeling before channeling became a thing. And I got this download today. So if you've got some level of ADHD, congratulations. Okay. You're not broken. You're just wired different. You're not tuned into the realms the normie world can't even sniff. You're multidimensional. And you're not forgetful. You're just being blasted with downloads from 5 parallel dimensions of your soul all at once. You think you're zoning out? You're zoning in to whispers from the astral codes from your soul family, signals from timelines you haven't even lived yet. Of course your thoughts race. You're a damn antenna. You just need to channel it properly now. You got to become the frequency surfing mystic disguised as a fidgety human. So while the Matrix tries to sedate you with lots of labels and medications, I say unleash the beast, learn to ride the current. Don't fear the chaos, surf it. So ADHD isn't a flaw, it's a tension dial to higher dimensions. It's a flow glitch with sacred potential. You're a channeler. You're a broadcast tower for spirit. So quit trying to be a spreadsheet and start being the lightning. Because guess what? The medicine isn't focus, it's purpose. And once you find that click, you become unstoppable. So you're not too much. You're just tuned to God on loud. Okay? Who is Samantabhadra? So before gods had names, before light knew it was light, before anything was born, there was an awareness itself, a primordial Om, right? That awareness wasn't doing anything. It wasn't trying to become enlightened. It wasn't trying to manifest. It was just being. Pure beingness. Calm, naked, infinite. So this is what the ancients called Samantabhadra. And in Vajrayana Buddhism, which is the most direct tantric path, some say the quickest, Samantabhadra is known as the Adi Buddha, the primordial Buddha, right? So he's not a person, he's not a being, he's not a god. He is a state of pure consciousness before anything ever began. And he's not outside you, right? He's what's behind, he's what's beneath all your identities, all your traumas, all your stories. And why is he always depicted as naked and blue, right? You guys might have seen this, right? This imagery. All right. So this is not two people in tantric coitus, right? And not that's not what's happening. Okay. A lot of people see this and like, oh, right on, right? No, that's not what's happening. Okay. So why is he naked in blue? It's not about nudity in the usual sense. It's about no masks, no ego, no pretending, no filters, just raw, infinite awareness. And that deep blue color, it symbolizes the sky because the sky is limitless, it's open, it's untouched, right? So we could even call it the sky mind, right? At Primal Sutra, because the mind that sees everything but holds on to nothing. So, how is Samantabhadra different from other gods or deities? Most deities you've heard of, they're forms, right? They're archetypes, they're energies, they have personalities, they have weapons, they have vehicles, they have mantras, but they all come from duality: God versus demon, good versus bad, black versus white. But Samantabhadra is beyond duality. That is Primal Sutra, right? In a sense. He's not light versus dark. He's the field that contains both. You could say Shiva meditates, Vishnu preserves, Jesus teaches, but Samantabhadra just is. He's the source before the story. You guys are getting this, right? So, what does it mean to do his sadhana or his soul activation? Meditation. This isn't about bowing down to a god, it's about awakening that quality within you, the part of you that never freaks out, never clings, doesn't care about validation, watches thoughts rise and fall like clouds, smiles in the silence. So, a real practice of this just means sitting in silence, not trying to fix yourself, not chasing powers, just resting in awareness. Not literally, but energetically, you feel yourself as a limitless being. No shame, no titles, no fear. Imagine your inner masculine awareness and inner feminine energy in union, no separation, just pure oneness, right? Om Samantabhadra Sam Swaha. Om Samantabhadra Sam Swaha. Om Samantabhadra Sam Swaha. Om Samantabhadra Sam Swaha. Let it melt your mind's edges and let it empty the fake self. Okay? The void is not dead, it is alive. It's aware, it's humming, and you are it. So this isn't like casual self-help. If you clicked on this video, and you're like, oh, I wonder what Buddhist exorcism sounds kind of cool, right? Right? No, 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 no. Okay, this is not that kind of a video, my friend. If you're still clinging to your ego, your trauma, your brand or of spirituality, or if you're just using, psychedelics or sex to bypass your pain instead of meeting it, this practice can feel like an existential overwhelm, like an ego death. That's why in Vajrayana, the path is only taught with a guide, because without the mirror of the guru, your mind will make fantasies out of it, right? It'll project falsehoods, it'll project fabrications on the path. You'll confuse emptiness with dissociation, or even worse, you'll confuse desire with devotion. So the Primal Sutra takeaway is this: you don't have to become light, you are it, you just forgot. You don't need to find it. Samantabhadra is not something to find. He's the one watching the searcher inside you. You see, he's the moment you laugh at your own illusions, the moment you stop trying to be spiritual and you just become it. So let go, sit, Feel the silence. Feel the spaciousness. Then feel your own eternity smiling back at you. That's her. That's him. That's you. Welcome to the root of Primal Sutra, where stillness is the seed and the self is absolutely sovereign. Okay? You are not here to be punished. You are here to return to union. And anything that feels like punishment for you is a call to wake up, to let go of what's false and remember what is eternal within you. Go check out in Primal Sutra, I posted the flow state manifesto. Okay. Do you have any questions, guys? Because I have to get ready soon. So if you have any questions alongside this, just let me know. Okay. When the church tells you you're born a sinner, what they really mean is you've inherited a corrupted operating system. Adam clicked on the wrong link, right? He downloaded fear.exe and got infected with the first malware, first computer glitch, right? And ever since then, you've been running on glitchy software powered by fear and selfishness. But Christ comes in, right? Oh, wait, let me show you the picture of, yeah, let me just show you the picture. I know it's Buddhist Day, but we got to shout out Christ too, because, hey, Christ is also king. Christ is king, okay? He is Lord. Christ came through like the original IT guy, right? Not with a sword, but a system restore. He died to uninstall the virus. Love 2.0. So your skull isn't just holding in trauma and bad decisions. Inside it is a bioelectrical cathedral with 100 billion neurons in your brain and trillions of synaptic fireworks. Your thoughts reshape the architecture of your neurons. And the neurons are holding quantum microtubules that vibrate like harp strings. So what you worship literally tunes your nervous system. So you're either vibing with the Heaven Symphony or the Hell's Elevator music, right? The annoying one, like, dun, 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 right? So he didn't say, follow me for theology. He said, die to fear. Be reborn in love. And glow like I glow. Demons aren't just red dudes with pitchforks. They're corrupted frequencies, entities stuck in a fear loop, marketing agents for Ego Inc., whispering scarcity mentality, separation mentality, self-protect. You gotta protect yourself, bro. You gotta be careful now, okay? Meanwhile, the Holy Spirit is a wind, it's a breath, it's a code from the source downloading into your soul. You don't see this energy, but when she moves, you will feel it. You align with that, and suddenly your life starts to make sense again. You ever wondered why Moses glowed? Why Jesus beamed on the mountain? They weren't radioactive, right? Like these superheroes. They were resonating. And you can glow too. If your microtubules in your brain are singing in harmony with source code, you start glowing. You got to stop trying to be holy by behavior and start upgrading your signal. It's energy alignment. If you feed on fears, you invite these unclean spirits into your soul circuitry. But if you choose that love and that truth, you become a conduit for the divine intelligence. So they don't possess you in spinning heads and Latin chanting. They hijack your trauma loops and whisper sweet lies to you. So you mistake them for your own thoughts. The good news is you get to choose your spirit. You get to tune your being. You get to override every ancestral curse and fear-based firmware update. right? So you are the temple, not the trash can for low vibes. Every act of love is an act of war against the kingdom of fear. So this isn't about getting saved, it's about getting synced. Choose the radiance. Choose resurrection every damn day. And remember, you're not the computer, you're not the code, you are the breath that animates the machine. Now go and be lights that even the angels envy. Glow so hard, hell gets a sunburn. Okay? You want spiritual warfare? Okay? I got you. We got you. Right, Ryan G? Hey, grab your popcorn, your incense, and a seatbelt. Right? This is a spirit tech transmission. Your brain is the battlefield, and your vibes determine your afterlife. If you're animated by love, you don't need rules. What do I mean by this? You're not out here asking me, is it illegal to stab grandmother? Because if your soul is lit with divine radiance, you don't want to stab your grandmother. That's the difference between external law written on a piece of paper and internal upgrade. And once the law is written into your nervous system, you're not under it, you are it. King Saul, the Witch of Endor, right? Crawling out of the earth like a necromancer's LinkedIn notification. Saul was ghosted by God. He was desperate. He was scared. He was cut off like a SIM card with no signal. But what does he do? He hits up a witch. He says, she says, I see an old man in the mantle. Saul says, must be Samuel. That wasn't Samuel. It was a demon wearing cosplay. So intelligent beings need three things: body, soul, and spirit. I was telling Samba the other day, I realized that the word pneuma origin is spirit. I got these downloads last night. So the thing is, let's say that you're dating somebody and someone whispers to you and fills your head with a lie, fills your head with a complete lie that this person is cheating on you. That thought corrupts you. Yes? It makes your relationship different. And that's what fear does. That's what these lower energies do. They deceive you. So this isn't like some Halloween movie where you float up the bed and you say, right? And you're screaming in Latin. It's more like when your thoughts, your motives, and your lifestyle are so in sync with lies, fear, and ego that the quantum frequency matches that of the fallen being frequency. So you don't get influenced, you get downloaded. Right? How do you know if you have unclean spirits within you? You have an obsession with control, pleasure, rage, pride, and manipulation. You have hatred that's masked as justice, I'm saving the world, but you really hate everybody. You have this love and light cultism with no self-responsibility. You have self-harm tendencies, chaos tendencies, unforgiveness, a complete allergy to truth, freedom, and joy. And whether it's your own spirit that's gone corrupt or a demon piggybacking on your trauma, the result is the same: vibrational dissonance. You don't need robes, rituals, or holy water pistols. You don't scream at demons like a drunk bouncer, right? You don't just do it because you feel spiritual. You cast out darkness by being light. So the spirit of God is not superstition, it's not ritual. If you know Christ in your core, don't throw his name around like a magic trick, right? Even demons have caller ID. Just ask the seven sons of Sveka, right? Who got spiritually pantsed, ran away naked. Angels are extraterrestrial intelligences at times. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready now, babe. Anybody have any questions? I know I'm talking too much. This got to come out some way. It's a quantum tug of war, you know? Gabriel versus Prince of Persia, right in our neurochemical cocktail, right? You don't cast out darkness with fear, you cast it out with truth, love, trust in God. You rewire your tubulin substructures and you align your soul in the spirit of Christ, of Buddha, of Vishnu, of Allah. Then and only then are you truly unpossessible. No energy can live in a temple filled with light. Okay? Only those resonating with the light could stay in the light, correct? No lie can stick to a soul that knows the truth. So remember, you're a light reactor. You're a quantum temple. You are a gatekeeper of dimensions. Every thought is an altar. Every choice is an invocation. Every lie you believe changes your resonance. So stay clear and stay radiant. And never, ever hand over your mic to your fears. Don't do it. You got this. We got this. Upward Spiral Gang, thank you so much for tapping in, guys. Happy Buddha Purnima. Have an incredible rest of your day. I hope this awoke something within you. Remember to listen to the spiritual detox today when the full moon's coming around. Let go of anything that does not serve you any longer. Cut the cords. And let's move forward. Let's create the greatest story ever told. The greatest movie ever made. That's your movie. That's our movie. Let's get it. Upward Spiral. Thank you so much, guys. Much love. Peace. Os